Okay. Alright guys, I'm back, and right now I'm gonna be continue retouching in Photoshop images in the same time. Okay, let's see here. The screen should look good. Okay, screen look good. Let's check it out the internet. Oh, here it is. I think should be everything's good. Alright, so I'm back and I'm gonna do some retouching in Photoshop, and in the same time you can ask me some questions. I'm just gonna be quietly retouch. You just send me messages and I'm gonna be answering while I'm gonna be working behind on my projects. And just gonna listen to some music. Alright, let's start. Okay, alright, I see 2 people show up. So this is gonna be just, I'm just gonna be retouching one more time some of my images. Just gonna be working. You can watch it, watch it, and if you have any questions about photography, lighting, how I do, you just can answer, or just stay and watch it. Okay, so yeah, and I just want to let you know that those images that are gonna retouch today, I will create a video, so it's gonna be behind the scenes video how I shoot these shots. And hello to Ludi, hello to AS. I just want to let you know that this is going to be only related to the photography, not to the retouching. I'm going to be retouching in the background, so you can watch it, how that happens, but I'm just going to be listening music and retouching and answering your questions. Right now I do have this image to retouch. Okay. And right now we have storm, rain, lightning going on the background. Okay, so I'm doing right now dodge and burn. Так, это... И занимаюсь ли я свадебной фотографией? Да, я раньше занимался, и может быть еще некоторые свадьбы я делаю. И буду делать, но уже не в тех количествах, которых раньше я делал. То есть уже тот период прошел, но я буду брать интересные свадьбы еще. Если будут интересные. А так, я уже закончил свадьбу. Ну, не откажусь, если будет классная свадьба, на которой интересная. Так, интересно, чем-то работает все. Wow. Is it internet freeze? Yeah, looks like works. Everything works. Okay. Just double checking if it works. Okay. Looks like. Okay, what I'm searching, how do you pick your white balance when you're shooting? I just put on white after white balance, and because anyway I shoot all my images in RAW, so after white balance in R5 camera doing pretty good job, so I don't need to do any uh, lots of some changing or it works for me in R5 if you shoot RAW. Да, фотография это моя основная работа, да. Этим я и занимаюсь уже годами. Сейчас я делаю фотографии для видео следующего. И также для клиента. Немножко делаю, пообрабатываю чуть-чуть, по легкую обработку делаю. So right now actually I'm doing retouching for video because soon it's gonna be video come out from this photo shoot behind the scenes. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so this image almost done. Just gonna darken that side a little bit. That's it. The dodge and burn. Oh, too much. I forgot about switching the. Alright, that's done. Можно посмотреть ваши свадебные фотографии, либо фотосессии пар. Да, вы можете выйти на мой свадебный... Ну, короче, вы можете выйти на мой веб-сайт и можете много что там посмотреть. Это сейчас напишу. Сейчас отпишу. Окей, вот мой основной веб-сайт, вы там много что можете посмотреть, это мое портфолио. Все, кажется, фотография. Alright, this image is done. I finished working on this image. That's good enough. Okay, let me see it. Trying to not to spend too much time on images. Right, so I'm doing some cleanup from the hair right now. Flying's hair. Yeah, I'm gonna flip some. Классно. Надеюсь, понравилось или нет, не знаю. Окей. Можно комментировать? Что именно? Что именно комментировать? Так. Так, комментировать, как я обрабатываю или то? Потому что сейчас это можно задавать вопросы по фотографиям. Какие действия? Я сейчас то, что я делаю здесь, это... короче, буду на английском, потому что многие на английском смотрят. So, what I'm doing right here is I'm cleaning face, but it's not gonna... This right now is not about retouching more. It's gonna be more about... I'm working right now because I need to deliver images to the client. And it's more complicated to explain how the... you know, what I'm doing in Photoshop, but right. I'm gonna try a little bit. So right now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning the face, so kind of removing the imperfections to make it more nicer. So it's basically right now I'm working with dodge and burn to kind of removing the dark spots so on the face, kind of make it smoother, nicer. По-русски? Опять в пролете. Ну хорошо, я буду так и так, значит, комментировать. Буду пытаться. Окей. Я сейчас чищу лицо с помощью Dodge and Burn. Dodge and Burn это, как его правильно объяснить, то есть убираю пятна с помощью затемнения и усветления. So I'm gonna try both on English and on Russian. So whatever is gonna be question. Okay, guys, you just ask me question, and then I'm gonna be trying to answer, and in the same time, I'm gonna be concentrating to edit the images. Я буду обрабатывать и заодно буду отвечать на вопросы. Так, давай пойдем дальше. Посмотрим, что у нас получилось. Вот и... Okay, that's how it's looked. How the image look right now. Okay. So basically, now we're gonna go make a little bit shadows. It should be right here. Eyebrows, we're gonna make darker eyebrows. I'm just gonna put 2%. Okay, Dodgebird знаешь, да? Но это мой это, как говорится, мой основной инструмент в обработке. И frequency separation, то есть или разложение, чтобы сделать более smooth face. Но в основном это Dodge and Burn. Конечно, я не идеальный в обработке, там есть намного лучше, но для моих фотографий хватает. So I'm not the best in retouching at all. I just learn whatever works for me, for my work, and for my clients to deliver. And that's it. So you don't have to take me as a whatever professional retoucher. I'm not. I'm just a photographer who learn enough to deliver for clients images. Okay. That's good enough. Okay, right now I'm doing a little bit work on the background, kind of making highlights and shadows. A little bit too much here. Gonna darken this spot. Okay. Okay, so I darken in the bottom right here. This is the area to make it face the main point of view. Okay, now I'm gonna flatten. Okay, now I'm gonna do eye brightening. Окей, сейчас я осветлю немножко глаза. Внизу. Ну, Визуально нормально, я не хочу переборщить. Можно было. Я пытаюсь не сильно много тратить времени на обработку, потому что если много фотографий, то просто можно это... еще надо, можно было использовать iBranding. Okay, so I'm doing some color correction a little bit, changing some. Okay. Какое ваше мнение о камере R6 по сравнению 5D4? Окей, лично я 5.4 не пользовался, поэтому я не могу ничего толком сказать по поводу 5.4. Но скажу одно, что R6 мне будет больше нравиться и больше нравится, потому что я перешел сразу с R3, то есть марка 3 на R6 и на R5. Перепрыгнул четверку. И мне лично R6 очень нравится. Я бы с удовольствием перешел бы на R6. Тем более, что я уже могу использовать новые их линзы. So basically the question is, And the difference between R6 and Mark 4, 5D Mark 4, and the question is, what's the difference between those two cameras? So uh, I did not use that R. Yeah, I can't even say it correctly. I did not use Mark 4. I jumped from Mark 3 to R6, and I don't have any regrets going to the R6 and R5. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the imperfections. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Очень резкая, очень быстро, но она тяжелая. Но у нее есть преимущество то, что она имеет 2.0. Она может снимать 2.0. Когда 24 на 70 не может снимать 2.0. И а, бэкграунд намного красивее получается 28 на 70. Вот эта фотография, которую вы сейчас видите, это 28 на 70. Сделана с помощью 2080 на 70 линзы. И hands down, I will choose definitely 2870 over the 2470 right away. I like that lens, really. So basically, right now, my two lenses that I'll always using or wherever I go for photo shoot, that's gonna be 85, 1.2, and 2870 2.0. That's two lenses for all my photo shoots, except family and children's. Мгм. Мне очень понравилось 28 на 70. Единственное, что мне не очень нравится, то, что она очень тяжелая. После нее потом руки все равно, что в джим сходил. Я думаю, что 70 на 200, да, она мне нравится. Особенно, когда я фотографирую детишек. Вот если я фотографирую детишек, это просто супер линза. Во-первых, ты можешь стоять на расстоянии от ребенка и понимать, у тебя есть дистанция, которую ты можешь держать от ребенка и сделать нужные фотографии. When you shooting. Поэтому я бы, конечно же, предпочитаю в таких случаях 70 на 200. Right away. Okay. All right, you guys can go ask me some questions while I'm editing here. So I'm doing right now dodge and burn. Yeah. For me, it's important how you shoot image before you edit. So make sure you have all the shadows and highlights. Okay. Let's see here. Do we have more questions? Not yet. Так, нормальные, обычные фотографии. Хорошие у вас фотографии. Не самые лучшие. Есть много классных фотографов, которые мне нравятся. There's a lot of photographers that I like way more than my work. So I have a long way to learn. Okay, so I'm gonna do eye brightening right now. Gonna brighten up the eyes because that's the attention should be number one. Gonna highlight the side of the eye and right here. Видите? Например, какие? Мне нравится очень сильно, как делает работу Abel Insane из Сакрамента. Это прикольно ретач у него получается. Abel Insane, I think so. С того города, с которого я уехал. Очень классно. Мне нравится Алексей Казанцев, как делает русскоговорящий. So I like Alexei Kazantsev work, portraits especially his. И другие там есть. Мне нравится также I like Игорь Подолян и Двояковский. Очень классные фотографы. Семейные. Ну и много других. Okay, right now I'm gonna do some little color correction right here on this shot. I'm gonna remove some little bit redness. Okay, that should be good. Hello. On your previous retouching video, I asked you a question. Okay, can you repeat your question, Cherry? I probably missed your question, so if you can repeat your question. All right. Okay, that's pretty good shot. I like this one. All right, let's. Okay, ask if I can have the. I ask if I can have the honor to have your retouching action, please. I really want to learn retouching, please. Okay, absolutely. Well, I can't do it right now because it's not a good time for me to release my retouching actions. I'm considering release them and prepare and create a video about that, but it's not a good time because I have not yet enough uh, what it's called subscribers, and it's a wrong time right now to release any retouching actions because I need to kind of do step by step, and because everyone wants my actions or how I do retouching. So right now what I'm doing, actually creating a preview how I do. Later I will create record videos how I make the actions, and then I will release them. So it has to be step by step. I know a lot of people want it to have, but it's not a good time for me yet to release. You want to release the most important. It's basically, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I use simple retouching tools, so basically it's just a dodge and burn and frequency separation, and the rest I do manually. So what do yeah, later I would just gonna make videos how I make those actions, and you can do yourself. And there is a right now huge amount of videos how you have to retouch and use dodge and burn, and how to create action for frequency separation and and the other stuff. Okay, go ahead for another question. Yes. Okay, when I'm retouching the dark spot of the space, am I supposed to select the dodge or burn? Okay, you're supposed to dodge. Dodge is for light up. The burn is to make it darker. So basically, if you want to make darker, you burn. If you want to make lighter, you dodge. That's how. It depends what kind of effect you wanted to create. So that's simple. You want to make lighter or you want to make darker. If you're making shadow, then you burn. If you're making highlight, you light up. Simple. So basically right here, that's the dodge and burn layer. So if I wanted to make darker somewhere, so I just dodge and burn. If I want to make lighter, I just light up. That's it. But the whole secret about dodge and burn, you don't want to use 21%. You want to use only 1% and go really little by little. I hope I answered your question. Well, dodging is not about the making darker side to light up. It's you have to understand. Dodging in burning is to creating kind of highlighting the highlights, and by burning you creating the shadow. So basically, you don't want to. If you shoot incorrectly image and then you're trying to fix darker spots by by dodging, you can destroy the image more. It just you need to understand what is the shadow and highlight, how the how the light falls on the face. Got it. All right. Awesome. So basically, right here, you if you look at my image right here, uh, so this is the highlight, and here's the highlight, and this is the shadows, right here. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm actually making shadow right here more, and a highlight to highlight more to make the image more three-dimensional. I just not trying to fix or redraw the shadows or highlight. I just highlighting them to make it more stand out. That's the whole point about dodge and burn. It's not to recreate the shadows or highlights. It's just to make them more visible. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the next image. I stuck too much on that one. Okay, let's move it. Uh, Let me see, double check. Okay, gonna dodge and burn a little bit the door, darken. That's what I wanted to do. I forgot about that. Making a little bit sides. Taking too much attention. And sometimes I'm using the duplicate layer, and then I'm using curves. I will highlight her face a little bit more. Now we're gonna apply just a mask, an eye, reverse, and then I'm just gonna erase right here a little bit too much. Okay, I'm gonna go lower 26. And I'm gonna highlight her hair a little bit more this way. Okay, done. This image is done. Frequency separation is a bit more tedious, so I haven't learned that yet. Yeah, there's a lot of videos right now. If you type frequency separation, that's how I learned myself. I just go on YouTube, type it frequency separation, just copy it, it did exactly, and then I create the action, and that's it. Then I'm using right now frequency separation. There is there is a lot right now. I think you can find approximately 20 or 30 videos about the frequency separation, and they all work good. And then you choose the way you want to go. Okay, so I'm gonna be using right now frequency separation to remove her imperfections on the face. So basically, and then healing tool. Mm-hmm. Okay, gonna fix, remove. So right now what I'm doing is actually removing all the imperfections on the face, making it a little bit more smoother, using healing tool. Okay, I'll get there step by step. Yeah, you want to do step by step. You don't want to rush everything right away. Okay, let's see here how it's turned out. Yeah, remove all imperfections. Now I have to finish with the frequency separation, smoothing. Yeah, done. Okay. Yeah, I'm just stating with the dodge and burn when I master it, then I will learn it. Yeah, that's correct way. Yeah. Some photographers, some retouchers, not even using frequency separation. They do everything with the dodge and burn. So if you master dodge and burn, you're probably not gonna need it. Yeah, frequency separation. But one thing, the difference between frequency separation and dodge and burn is dodge and burn take more time than frequency separation. And sometimes when you need to process a lot of images, it's not a good idea to do the dodge and burn because it's gonna take you forever. Yeah, that's why I'm using the, frequency separation to speed up the process. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna do dodge and burn. We're gonna do first highlights. 1%. Just gonna even up under the eye. Okay, gonna highlight her chin. Do you know Tamara Williams from Instagram? She's German. I will check it out, her. I'm not sure if I know her. I will definitely check it out. That's going to be good to learn about new photographers or retouchers, to learn the stuff. That's going to be cool to learn. Something new. So like you see, I'm working right now. I'm doing burn, and I only work in where already shadow is located to make it just more two-dimensional. Let's see how it looks like. Yep, nice. Gonna do more. Okay, when it comes to the videos on YouTube, which one you think you can recommend for me to watch to learn those stuff? Like specific videos or channels I need to check. Your last retouching video got me up on fire. Okay, that's good. Let me actually hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna open up another computer, and I'm gonna give you some. Hmm, okay, I watched a lot of your videos. The R5 is my ultimate dream camera. Yeah, that's completely uh, new technology. It's really beautiful. I love this camera. It's right now my everywhere, wherever I go for photo shoot, I just grabbing this camera. Okay, for some reason, internet is not working. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so I will write it later because for some reason my internet on this computer doesn't work. Okay, or it works actually. I'm gonna give you the names right now. Okay, definitely for retouching, learning the Photoshop, you should watch this guy. I'm gonna give you the name right now. Uh, he's the best for retouching. Here's that you can just type on YouTube, and you're gonna learn a lot of stuff from this guy. And another one, that's where I learned many tricks and many stuff. So uh, next guy you can learn from Peaks. see. Those two guys, they're completely professional retouchers, and they create a ton video of how to retouch, so or how to work with the Photoshop. If you wanted to learn, you'll learn way more stuff from them than from me. I'm actually I am more photographer than retoucher. I learn my stuff how to retouch my images, and in my retouching, more kind of connected to my style of photo shoots. And I learned many stuff from them. Okay, what's your answer for my previous question above? Give me a second. What other cameras you have as backup or cameras you had before the R5? Okay, R6. Right now I'm using two cameras. It's a R6 and R5. R5 strictly for portrait photo shoots. R6 is more behind the scenes videos, or if I go on for wedding or kind of event, then I'm using R6. For portraits, R5. In my previous, before R5 and 6, I have uh, Canon Mark III and 5DSR. That's my this is my previous cameras. Yeah, thank you. It's pretty good. Gonna be finishing right now. Yeah, so right now I'm using R6 and R5. That's my backup cameras. I'm gonna highlight her eyes right now. Okay, so 5DSR, it's a great camera, but it has a lot of minuses. If you put together versus R5 and 5DSR, the most important for me in R5, it has eye after detection. It's just crazy. In R5, I got 80% images sharp, focused directly in the eye. With with the 5DSR, it's opposite way. It's a 40%. You got shots correctly. That's the most important for me. That's why I moved from 5DSR to R5. And the second thing, R5 has image stabilization. It's a huge, especially if I want to do some videos, and I do in some videos. The R5 has image stabilization, and now I can shoot handheld at 115 or 110 portraits, which is I cannot do it with the 5DSR. With the 5D SLR, I can shoot portraits with the lowest shutter speed, 180, 160. So it's a huge difference. Those two things completely worth it to change to the R5 from 5D SLR. And another big difference between 5D SLR and R5 that R5 shoots 20 frames per second. R5 DSR on only 5 frames per second. So image stabilization, eye autofocus detection, 90%, 85% images sharp. Yeah, and what else? And shutter speed. Three things, three big things. I hope I explain. And the fourth thing that I really love it with the R5, it's a screen in R5, amazing. You can tilt, you can flip it any direction that you wanna. I just, especially if I'm doing some behind the scenes videos, it just it's what it's called. Forgot the name, exactly name word for that. Trying to figure it out. It's all around camera. It can do everything. So basically a hybrid. Wow, that's it. It's a most hybrid camera for video and photography in one body. Yeah, I did not mention that R5 can shoot 240 frames per second video, which is amazing slow motions you can do with the R5. Not even close you can do that with the 5D SLR. All right. I hope I give you all the points, the different points for the R5. I'm gonna one more time mention the best thing I love in R5 is image stabilization in eye detection after focus. That's actually uh, changed the world for me. If you're gonna see my last video behind the scenes, you will see how the eye after detection works for me. Alright, enough of this image. I'm gonna do some liquify and should move to the next image. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I can afford, but I can afford it, but I still don't know. I scratch my head too much to spend that much. Yeah, that's pretty expensive, but I think it's gonna be investment into next even more 7 years. You don't have to change it unless your camera break down, because it has all the technology for next 5, 6 years. It has enough. It's a pretty fast camera. It has 20 frames per second. It has image stabilization. It's first camera that get it, and it has really great autofocus, which is actually not just only people autofocus. It's animal autofocus. It has. It's really nicely detect animals' eyes as well. So it's basically all the new technologies right now in this body. Same thing with the, I think so, with the Sony i7 III, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not good with the Sonys, but I know Sony has similar technology as well. And it's a mirrorless camera, so basically um, DSLR is dying in my point of view. It's everyone is switching right now to the mirrorless, and the mirrorless is a future for cameras. So that's one of the reasons I decided to switch it and skip it Mark IV. That's my personal opinion. Oh, the wrong way. Going to the next image now. Right, let's see if there's gonna be new questions while I'm editing here. Ouch! Oh, come on, I need to use Dutch and burn here. Okay, so I need to remove those hair flies on this shot. Well, it's not really fun to do that, but I have to do. Alright, let's see if I'm gonna roll out any question. Okay, we're gonna leave this string here. Not gonna touch that one. Alright. Okay, that's pretty good. Ow, what I'm doing here. Okay, gonna smooth out the skin right here. Okay, another question here. Okay, when they have things on their face, like glasses, for example, you pass the brush on them too. I try to not to touch any contours or any sharp lines. So whenever I don't want to have that smooth out, because it's gonna make really funny look. Oh, actually, well, if I do infrequent separation, but when I'm doing dodge and burn, that's completely different because with dodge and burn, it's just making one thing, it's just making lighter and darker, so you can do touch. So click right here, right now. There is a spot here, some dark spots right here. So you kinda like just go back and kinda even out the dark spots and make it more smooth transition, like the transaction. Yeah, here's some dark spot right here, so just gonna remove it. See, and make it more even light. Same thing right here, just finding and light up, especially right here under the eye. This is the shadow here. Yep, so just smooth out the skin a little bit more with dodge and burn. Just gonna need to do right here. Dodge and burn is a little bit slow process, takes time. Alright, so finishing this shot soon. You're welcome. Alright, so gonna highlight. Make it a little bit darker right here. Oh, it's not dark, it's light. I was like looking, what is going on? Sometimes forgot to switch the brush. Now should be correct. Okay, I don't like her head flat here, so I'm gonna fix that as well. Mhm. Gonna add volume to the hair. Make a little bit tiny, smaller hand. And this should be good enough. What the best Canon camera for under 1000? Huh, that's a good question. Okay, so let me do research a little bit. The question is, are you wanted to have mirrorless or DSLR? Because use it or new camera. That's the biggest question. What kind of camera are you looking for? The completely guess this that's the gonna be the biggest question. Because if you wanna have mirrorless camera right now, the best one is gonna be mirrorless because everything switched to the mirrorless. But if you're okay to have professional camera for under 1000, but you're okay to go with used one, well, then probably you can go with the either Mark 4 or Mark 3. Those cameras pretty good still. They still shoot really nice. Canon Mark 3, you can still buy them for around $1,000. The used one, they consider professional ones, but you know they old already, and I don't know if you can find it with the really small count of, I mean shutter counts, or I'm gonna say like this. It's gonna be hard finding with a small mileage. Or you can go with the, I think, Canon. Uh, Let me actually go figure it out. Which one's right now? Yeah, one thing I don't follow which one cameras cost under 1000. I have to do research and look it up. If you have extra money, I did not try. I didn't. I never try 90D. No, I never try 90D. This is actually I mean, it has crop sensor. Well, if you have 90D, it should do the job. Unless you want to completely switch and go to the really kind of high-end camera, then you have to invest it. Then you have to be ready to invest. Otherwise, depend on what you're shooting, what kind of style, what kind of images. That's the question. If you just want to shoot portraits, then 90D should do work. All right, let's go back to the work. You're welcome. You know, any DSLR camera can create great portraits. You know, uh, if you know, it's not about many people confusing um, equipment with knowledge. If you already made, you know, if you're already professional photographer and you know, you have already knowledge and equipment will speed up your work, yes, then it's good consideration to move to the high-end cameras. But if you're still learning, I would suggest learning, I mean, using whatever you have, learn the lighting, learn how to shoot correct portraits, uh, and then move to the another camera. Then you will know what kind of camera you wanted to buy. If you don't know, because each camera, each lens creates different style of images, and every photographer, every person have to figure it out which way he want to go. He want to go shooting, well, let's say sports, weddings, portraits, maybe some super wide angle portraits. There's a lot of ways you can go, and you have to figure it out your style, and then you will know what kind of camera you wanted to get or lens. You and Irene Rudnick shoot exactly how would like to shoot and no flash. Well, to shoot without no flash, that's the thing. You need to learn the lighting. That's the knowledge. Yeah, definitely. If you learn the lighting, then you can use anybody, any camera. And then for professional jobs to speed up the work, you can go and get the more higher end and more expensive camera. But let's say if you want to shoot portraits, if you have, let's say, 50 millimeter, let's say you have 90D and you have 50 millimeter 1.4 lens, you can create easy similar shots that I have right now, right here. That is especially, uh, it should be not hard to recreate the same shot with the 90D and 50 millimeter 1.4. And 1.4 50 millimeter is not expensive lens completely. I have the V860. I don't know about this camera. That's not one thing I use. I'm really strictly stick with the fewer bodies. I did not test a lot of cameras, so I cannot tell how other cameras will shoot compared to mine. Oh, switch to that. It's a flash, V860 flash. Hmm. What kind of flash? What kind of company? Godox. Oh, I don't know anything about the Godox company. I don't use Godox equipment. There is so many there is a huge amount of different companies that create flashes for equipment. I don't use that. I'm actually, I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say like this. I am completely Canon shooter, and my cameras that I use all the time is Canon 5D Mark III, Canon 5D SR, and after those two cameras, I shoot for these cameras for I think 5 6 years. And right now, a year ago, I switched to the R6 and R5. So for last 7 years, I use it only Mark III, R5, 5DSR, and right now I'm using R6 and R5. This is four bodies that I'm using for last 7 years. Did you go in the water for the pics too? About what kind of image and about who you're talking about? Okay, layer flat. Okay, layer flat, and let's see before and after how it's turned out the image. Okay, that's the shot, and that's the before. Before and after. Here's my shot. Okay, you can see that I mess up with one line. I need to fix it. Otherwise, it's too noticeable. To make it more straight. What one composition tip you give for portrait? Yes, that's a good question. That's what kind of questions you wanted to ask photographer. Alright, I'm gonna explain. When you shooting portraits, never leave too much space over top, over the head. Fill the frame. Always fill the frame. And when your model, client, look to this direction, always leave more space on that side. Never leave space on other side unless you doing for specifically job or you wanted to do that. But a lot of photographers do whatever. If they focus it on the face, they never look that they have lots of stuff or lots of background overhead, and they leave it like this. So basically that's the most important. And always fill the frame. Always fill the frame. Don't leave any extra unwanted space around the picture. That's what I would recommend for any. Get close as possible. Get close. Another one. Find good light. Third one. You have to always look for the good light. All right. Did I help you? You're welcome. Yeah, that's the one of the biggest mistakes, that people leave too much space around, or they never looking at the background. You have to always watch for the background. Always. That's what makes you, that's what is separate you from the other photographer. It's more, this is even more important than retouching by itself. Because look at this, the image already good. You have lines, you have kind of an interesting background, not much stuff is blurred out, just a cool funny shot. Right now what I have to do is just to clean up the face, make it more stand out, and done. The image should be fine. Okay, let's go for another question. Alright, soon I'm gonna be finishing because I'm getting tired. I want to go relax a little bit. Of course, I used Lightroom, and you can see that my previous live where I processed those images in Lightroom. If you go back, my last live stream that I tested, I did work on in the Lightroom.